Hi guys, Ashley here. Today I'm bringing you a phenomenal marketing guru, David Meerman Scott. He is the author of 11 books and his latest book called Phenocracy is the Wall Street Journal bestseller. At the same time, he's running a marketing agency. He's also a keynote speaker and he's working very closely with the whole Tony Robbins crew on encouraging gladiators to achieve their marketing goals. David, it's so phenomenal to have you on the show.
Oh, hey, thanks Ashley for having me on. I appreciate it. It's been a long time since I've been to Singapore, so I feel like I'm with you virtually now.
Absolutely. And we were just now talking about coronavirus. You are in Boston. Very quickly, in 1 minute, how is everything in Boston in terms of the outbreak?
So we're about to hit our peak, and it's getting, it's getting to be looking like it's going to overflow the hospitals. We've been locked down for about a month. My wife makes me wonderful masks like this one, which is very exciting. My co-author on the book Phenocracy, as you may know, is my daughter Reiko. And she graduates on Friday, which is 3 days from now, as we're recording this, from medical school. She goes to Boston University School of Medicine. They moved her graduation up by 2 months. And she's going to be an emergency medicine doctor at Boston Medical Center. In the next couple of weeks, she's going to start. So she's going to be on the front lines of COVID in all of Massachusetts, starting in a couple of weeks as an emergency doctor. So that's a pretty exciting situation for her. I can't say I'm not a little bit worried as her father, but that's what she's wanted to do since she was a teenager. So good for her.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. Such a dedicated young lady. I mean, yes. Wow, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
Talking about business, I know that you are basically communicating with a lot of businesses, big and small, about opportunities, about marketing, about creating fans, creating cultures and building them. Right now, at this uncertain time, do you think it is a great opportunity? And if so, to do what?
I do. I think it's a great opportunity to be generous. I think it's a great opportunity to provide value. I think it's a great opportunity to share with the world something that you have that the world might need. So what I'm thinking here is that if you have a particular expertise, share that expertise with the world right now. If you are a company that makes products or services, can you share those products and services with the world right now? If you simply are someone who's in the business world, can you continue to employ people rather than let them go during this period? Can you support other businesses during this period? All of these things help the entire universe. And I believe the more you help the universe, the more that comes back to you. So I think that that's a really positive thing that we can all do, no matter who we are. What I think is not a good idea is focusing on selling what your products and services are. I don't know about you, Ashley, but I've seen so many companies that send me emails or reach out to me through social networks and they say, COVID-19, because we're having a virus, get 25% off or get free shipping or something like that. And that's not appropriate. So I think that companies need to stop that, because if you're trying to make money off of people dying, you're not a business worthy of people spending time and money with you.
And your whole marketing concept is very powerful. And what you talk about is building communities. So obviously when we, as you say, when we are bringing value and when we are being generous, we are doing that. And as a result, we're building communities. How in 2020, the rest of this year, can businesses or people, thought leaders, build better fans, build better communities, apart from just providing value?
Well, there's actually one area that I think right now has tremendous power. And it goes back to a bunch of research that my daughter Reiko and I did for our book, Phenocracy. The idea of Phenocracy is that we looked at how any kind of organization can build fans. Doesn't matter what kind of organization. B2B company, software company, doctor, lawyer, dentist, consumer product company, educational institution, it doesn't matter. And what we specifically focused on is the neuroscience. What's happening in our brains when we become fans of something. So it turns out that all of us, all humans, are hardwired in our brains to want to be part of a tribe of like-minded people. That's where we feel safe. That's where we feel comfortable. And so many of us have a tribe of people that we are a part of in our personal life. For me, I love to go to live music concerts. For my daughter, Reiko, she loves Harry Potter and anything to do with Harry Potter. For other people, it can be a sport, skiing, triathlon, or whatever, all kinds of different things. But also businesses can build tribes of people. That's one of the reasons that conferences and events are so popular, because a tribe of people get together. But in our COVID-19 world, we cannot get together physically with people because we're in many countries, we're not able to go out, or we're not able to go to meetings. We're not able to go to other people's offices. And it turns out that there's another form of neuroscience that's really interesting here. It's called mirror neurons. And mirror neurons are the part of our brains that fire when we see somebody doing something as if we're doing it ourselves. I want to demonstrate that for you right now. My brain fires when I eat a piece of lemon. So I've got a lemon and a piece of lemon right here. So if
you're not going to eat it, are you?
I am. If I take a bite of this lemon right now, my brain will fire. And wow, it's really strong and powerful. Makes my eyes water a little bit. My eyes close, my mouth puckers up, my saliva is running, and it's a really powerful thing to bite into a lemon. My brain is firing. But just by watching me, Ashley, your brain is firing too, right?
Absolutely. I was already making those faces.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's mirror neurons. Our brains fire when we see somebody doing something as if we're doing it ourselves. That's why right now the power of video is so important. The power of video, what we're doing right now, you and I are talking to one another on video. This video will be sent around to people in the coming days. What's interesting is we're now doing this video cropped as if you and I are in the same room talking to each other. We're about 4 feet away, which is called personal space. That's where the most powerful social interactions happen, in personal space. Now, we cannot get into personal space physically at the moment because of self-isolation, because of COVID, but we can do it virtually through video, or through YouTube videos, or through creating a video and putting it on your social networks. So what's very interesting to me, I'm fascinated by this concept, is that when you see a movie star frequently on either the movie screen or television screen, you feel you know that movie star. That's your mirror neurons kicking in. Intellectually, you know you've never met that movie star, but your mirror neurons say that you know that movie star. That's what you can do. Any one of us can do using the power of video. We can use the power of video to create a YouTube channel, to provide valuable information, to engage with people, to do one-on-one sales calls, all kinds of different things using video. And our brains fire as if we're in the same room. And I think that this is a tremendous opportunity for people to build fans right now, to upgrade the way you do videos, and to create a very, very powerful way through neuroscience to build fans.
And I love how you talk about it, that it is really science, that it is not a fluff idea. This is actually happening. This is gorgeous. A lot of people are in B2B businesses, and when they look at it, and I know that you speak about it quite a bit, that even if you're a lawyer, even if you are, I don't know, just today, for instance, there was a live stream happening in China when Hubei province opened up. 13 mayors of Chinese cities within Hubei province were live streaming, are you ready for this, to sell local products. They were selling noodles, they were selling cars, they were selling property. And these are mayors of the city, very awkward kind of, politicians within mainland China borders. So the question to you is, how do B2B businesses approach this? Can lawyers still do that? Videos?
Oh, there's no question about it that anybody can use these videos. No question about it, because this is universal to all human beings. All of us want to be part of a tribe. All of us want to be close to other human beings. We all want to engage with other people. That's what makes us human. It's neuroscience. And we feel safe and comfortable when we're with people that we like and respect and that are part of our world, which is, again, it's why you think that you know a movie star, even though you intellectually know you don't. So any business, B2B business, nonprofit, government agency, it doesn't matter. Using the power of video is incredibly, incredibly important right now as a way to build fans, because then when we come out of this crisis, if you use video effectively, you have an opportunity to engage in a way offline once we come out of this challenge. Now, sometimes people say, but David, I run a business that I can't do this kind of thing. And I love that I've found examples all over the world of people who have built fans in surprising businesses. For example, automobile insurance, car insurance. Everybody hates car insurance, right? I hate car insurance. Everyone hates car insurance because no one wants to spend money on it. And you never, ever want to use the product because it means you've crashed your car, right? It's terrible. And so I was speaking with McKeel Hagerty. He's the entrepreneurial CEO of Hagerty Insurance. They're a classic car auto insurance company. They sell both directly to consumers and they also sell B2B through insurance companies. Hagerty is now the largest classic car insurance company in the world because they focused on building fans. They did not become the low-cost provider. They did not become the one that spends the most on advertising, which is what everybody else was doing. They focused very strongly on developing fans. They go to over 100 classic car events around North America every year, providing valuable information to people. They have a YouTube channel doing what we're doing right now, providing valuable information with 1 million subscribers. An auto insurance company with 1 million subscribers of their YouTube. It's crazy. And they have a drivers club where people can virtually meet other owners of cars that are like theirs. And all of this is built fans. And when I spoke with them, McKeel Hagerty told me that, David, there's no way I could have built this business any other way. If I built it on building fans using video and some other ways, that's how I became successful. He's now the largest classic car insurance company in the world. They're going to grow by double-digit again this year, which they have every single year. They should grow by 200,000 new customers this year. This is true of any business.
In China, we have this saying, first build a community, then sell to your community. So in China, we actually right now, as digital is probably a bit more native there, people build communities first. And only after you have those people, you start selling to them. I would like to very quickly shift topics because I know we have little time. Newsjacking. You are the inventor and the father of that term, jacking news. And for those that don't know what this is, it's essentially you being on the watch out of the news in your industry, or something that might be related to your product. And then as this topic is essentially blowing up, just starting to blow up, you are writing a blog post or create a video about it. And essentially when media is looking for more sources to interview and to talk to, you become the go-to expert. Is this a good time, in your view, as the father of newsjacking, to use any form of newsjacking at this particularly sensitive time?
So this is a very good question, because there are a lot of people who are doing newsjacking that's not a good idea. However, there are examples of organizations that have done a great job with it. So you gave a wonderful definition and overview of what newsjacking is. It's basically you create a piece of interesting content, a video, a blog post, a tweet, where you're showcasing your expertise in such a way that people may want to quote you in the media as an expert. And so what does not work is to say something like, hey, COVID-19 means you have to stay at home. Why not buy our product to eat while you stay at home? Or why not buy a new television to watch while you stay at home? This doesn't work. But if you can provide information of tremendous value, then that can be very appropriate. Let me give you an example. So I was speaking a couple of days ago to a lawyer. His name is Russell Alexander, and he runs a law firm in Canada. And Russell Alexander is an expert in what's called family law. And so he's built an entire COVID-19 resource center with lots and lots of different, it's a fabulous resource center. It has there's blog posts, there's ebooks you can download, there's videos, and all of it is providing resources that people who live in Canada may want to check out about family law as it relates to COVID-19. So an example of something that he talked about was if you have children, but you've gone through a divorce, so you're no longer married to the spouse that you had the children with, and the children live in one house sometimes and the other house the other time. And when there's a lockdown because of COVID-19, what does it mean for visitation rights for those children? What does
that's
it mean?
Amazing.
Right? Does it mean that one parent can keep the children for months? And so he looks at the law as it relates to these kinds of questions. And it's become such a popular resource that if you go to Google and type in all kinds of different terms for Canada's law around COVID-19, he comes up at the top of the search engines. And he reached out to me a couple of days ago and sent me a link to an article in the Globe and Mail, which is Canada's largest newspaper, where he was quoted. And that's exactly what newsjacking is. Now, the reason this works is because his information is of value. It's valuable for people. His expertise is in demand. He's not just trying to sell something on the back of the problem.
And the question here is how, and I feel a lot of people have a problem with that, to determine whether your information has value. Because a lot of people feel that they have value when in fact, if you are a third-party observer, it does not add to the conversation. So is there a checklist?
Well, I think that I don't know about a checklist, but I think what you need to go through in your brain is, what's the reason that you're doing this? If you're doing it to be helpful, and if you truly do have information that you and you alone are able to provide, maybe there's competitors who have the same information, but you're the one that thought about providing that information to the universe, then that's something that you should put out there. But if you're only putting it out to try to sell something, that's dangerous, especially when it involves death and destruction, as COVID does. And so I would look at it from the perspective of, are you doing this because you want to be helpful? Are you doing this because your expertise is in demand? Are you doing this because the members of the media, magazine, radio, television, newspaper, are truly looking for the value, the ideas that you have? In this case, yes, it's worth considering. If you're doing it because you're hoping that you'll sell more products and services, that's not going to work out so well.
Perfect. And the final question is, for this year, 2020, apart from when the COVID is gone, what do you think, apart from thought leadership, apart from building their fan group, what shall brands and people in business focus on in order to be successful beyond 2020?
Beyond 2020, I think that the world is going to change over the next year. I think just prior to this period, so from 2017, 18, 19, so leading up to the turn of this past year, our world was getting increasingly polarized. Our world was getting increasingly mean. Social media became a place where there was a lot of negativity. Our political world, especially in my country, was getting very, very polarized. And I have a sense that in the last 1 or 2 months, as we've all dealt with COVID, that it feels like we've got a kinder and gentler world. At least that's what I'm seeing. And I think that businesses should focus, even when we emerge from this period, over the next year or 2 years or 3 years, on continuing that kindness, on continuing that generosity, on continuing to be warm-hearted to people, because that people want to do business with people that they like and trust. And, the idea of just superficial online communications trying to sell stuff, I think that the world has moved beyond that. So kindness, generosity will be an important thing going forward, I believe.
That's absolutely gorgeous. David, thank you so much. Guys, do connect with David on LinkedIn. Do check out his blog. He talks about newsjacking. He talks about fans. He talks about building communities at this time. Also, David has some video programs where you can learn what is newsjacking and how you can actually apply it in your businesses. David, any other way to connect with you or to read some of your work?
I've got a nice website at www.fanocracy.com for anybody who wants to learn more about building fans in your business. Lots of free resources there. I'm most active on Twitter, which is DM Scott, DMSCOTT. And as you said, please connect on LinkedIn.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much again, and have a great evening, guys.
Thanks,
Stay tuned
Ashley.
for more experts to come.